So one of the first things that we did was look at where their current logo was, or the previous logo was, and try to dissect all the things that were wrong with it. And when I first saw it, I could tell right away that it was kind of an amateur designer who was working on the designs, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's pretty clean, but I could picture myself in the room when Holliston said something like, "Hey, we want to be a green company," and the designer says, "Okay, green company," and they fire back a green logo, which is okay. It's not terrible, but it's not them. They're so much more concerned with the precision and care that their product is involved with. It's not only about the green story. It can be, but it's a lot deeper than that. When I look at this logo, it just screams summer camp, or like a beach resort. It's just plain. What does the tree have to do with anything besides planting the trees after you claim the land? We go through this really extensive questionnaire process where we ask questions like, what's the company's favorite movie? What kind of colors come to your mind when we're talking about Holliston? What kind of music does the company listen to? What kind of car does the company drive? What kind of adjectives best describe the company? What, talk about taglines a little bit and mission statements, because we're trying to dive into all of the personality and the process that's already been done without really without anybody ever having to formalize it. Every company has a culture, and every company has a personality, just like every person has a personality. What we're trying to do is understand that personality and then talk about the best parts of it, right? It's basically like the most beautiful resume for the company that we can develop. We talked through the questionnaire together with them, and we found out a lot of amazing things. Things like they see themselves as an underdog in space. There's a few other major competitors for SAM providers in the country, and they believe themselves to be a national competitor as a SAM provider. And I think they could totally compete at that level. But with this brand, their current skin, they couldn't ever rise to that status. So one of the first things that we wanted to do is kind of strip away all the stuff that their old branding was about and bring a more unified, emblematic type of logo to start with, and then a much cleaner, more sturdy design palette that we can choose from. They said Rocky was one of their favorite movies. Another one was 300. So again, that underdog story was kind of coming to the surface. We knew that they were a veteran-owned company, and they really appreciated the patriotism and the Americana that is so deeply ingrained in the company. And the car questions were interesting. A Model A Ford and a Camaro were their choices. So what do these cars have to do with anything? How does that question relate at all? And the way I saw it was, well, they were both feats of American engineering, and so is Holliston Sand. They're this incredible precision-oriented, engineering-oriented obsession with getting the highest performing product possible, and that really is who Holliston is. And were we able to unveil that from these questions? No, it took a little bit more digging and prodding at them to really unearth what that was. But after we did, it was kind of a miracle process that we came out of there with.